Thank you very much.
A very emotional moment for me. When I sold Steamers, I had figured this was the end of Steamers.
The day that I found out that Steamers is coming back and at this amazing place, Campus JAX, I was like the best Christmas gift.
When Terrence Love from Steamers and JAX kind of combined to create these Steamers Jazz Nights, it just seemed like the most perfect thing to have happen. The whole musical community here is excited about that.
Seeing, wow, what a lovely place. It's got beautiful sound, light, video, everything, and the food was fabulous. And they were doing the thing right.
One of the things that I love most about Steamers and then now at Campus JAX is when the sound system and the stage is so beautiful, the best musicians in the world want to play there. And I was able to call guys that I never dreamt of playing, that would get so excited. And now it's the same thing. I talk to musicians and I go, hey, you want to come down and play with me at Campus JAX? Campus JAX, yes.
Well, I've been all over the world and I've seen a lot of different musical environments. The talent here is so off the charts. I mean, it's hard for people that aren't from here to understand how good here is, how good the musicians are here, how good everybody. I mean, it's like all the people that I have on stage with me coming up are just so talented. It's ridiculous, the talent pool that we have to draw from here.
Only the best musicians, all the time. It's one of the things I want to do is present the music in the greatest way. I want the musicians to feel welcome. I want them to feel at home. I want them to feel like they're just not background music.
Here at Campus JAX, we have a love of the music, the audience. The team here has just made so many efforts to not only bring the musicians and the audience together like Terrence was doing for so long, but to do it at a really high quality. I've been doing clubs for, again, more years than I care to count. And this is a very rare example of how a music venue can run and be set up. And I feel nothing but care is given to what we're trying to present here and how we're trying to present it.
Now we've been doing this for months and it's worked out fantastic. I see a great future ahead.
From what I know about Terrence, he did it because he loves the music.
And everybody responds to it because you have that atmosphere. And it really is recapturing that magic. There's an electricity. You know something special is happening and you're a part of it. And that's what I loved walking into Steamers all those years ago. And that's what I love about walking into Campus JAX.
I love Terrence Love, and I'm so excited that he's a part of the team here at Campus JAX.
Campus JAX.
Steamers Jazz at JAX.
I really found music through an uncle that used to be a trombone player. He had a basement, where he had some brass instruments. I don't know how he came by the instruments, some brass instruments. And he said, well, if you'd like to go down there and try one, try them out, you can. So he had like a little trumpet down there called a Pit American that I fell in love with. I'd never seen a trumpet before. I was like 8 years old. And I said, well, I like this. And he said, well, why don't you take this and I'll even give you some lessons. And it was really the beginning, I think, of my real interest in music. I said, well, this is something I think I'd like to continue. I did have mostly a classical training. And that started with my high school band director, who was also a trumpet player. And he thought that I had a future maybe in classical music. And he even tried to get an audition, for me with the Pittsburgh Symphony. But there was no way, that was going to happen, in 1949. He wrote Duke Ellington, I think, and he addressed it to Billy Strayhorn. He wanted to know if they ever needed a trumpet player to consider me. I was out of high school and still living at home, so I felt I had to do something. So I enlisted in the Air Force, and after that I was assigned to a base in Rantoul, Illinois, to a band there. There was still a lot of segregation going on. You know, if you're in an Air Force band, you know, you experience less of that. So I sort of thought that was something, you know, that was important for me, you know, to be able to manage that whole situation of being in the Air Force and being an African American, the only one in the band, in fact. And I was living with my an aunt and uncle there, and they got a job for me working at Chrysler Engineering. And during that time, I got a job at the Flame Show Bar in Detroit, which like all of the top stars, singers at that time, you know, used to, when they came to Detroit, they came to the Flame Show Bar. Like Johnny Ray, Laverne Baker, Jackie Wilson, Billie Holiday, Johnny Mathis. You know, I played for all those people at the Flame Show Bar. And so that was also, I think, an important time.
East of the sun and west of the moon, we'll build a drinking house of love, dear, near the sun and daytime, dear, right to the moon at night, we'll live in a lovely way. Shall climb the pillar, just you and I, forever and a day. Love won't die, we'll keep it that way. High among the stars, we'll find a honey like to lovely tune. East of the sun, west of the moon, we'll be east of the sun.
Nebraska native Tierney Sutton is a world-class jazz vocalist who has earned a global following and the respect of her peers. She is a 9-time Grammy-nominated artist, having earned nominations for every album she's released over the last decade. In 2016, director Clint Eastwood asked Tierney to sing and compose music for his film, Sully. She is in demand both in studios and as an educator, and as a performer, she has headlined at the Hollywood Bowl, Jazz at Lincoln Center, and Carnegie Hall. Please join us in welcoming Tierney Sutton to our Steamers Jazz at JAX show.
Will flow when flesh and steel are one, drying in the color of the evening sun. Tomorrow's rain will wash the stains away, but something in our minds will always stay. Hey there.
Perhaps this final act was meant to clinch a lifetime's argument.
Ooh.
That nothing comes from violence, nothing ever could. For all those born beneath an angry star, lest we forget how fragile we are. Like the gentle rain, like the gentle rain, like the gentle rain will fall, like tears from a star, like tears from a star. We both are lost and alone in the world. Walk with me.
Wow. Well,
Hey.
what a show we got tonight. My name's Terrence Love, and this is Steamers Jazz at Campus JAX, our variety show with my buddy, the great trumpeter, composer, wonderful human being, and a smooth and silky voice himself, Tony Guerrero. Let's hear for Tony.
Hey, Terrence. Listen, Terrence, I thought we agreed that today with Arturo Sandoval on the show, we do not mention me as a trumpet player.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember
Right.
that. I remember that.
Although we've been watching, we're going to be running 4 segments tonight. We already ran one on a great trumpet player named Al Aarons, who I had the great pleasure of knowing in the last couple years of his life. And the backstory there, just since you're going to see more of that as we go on, the backstory is I had a friend who met him, and she said, "Hey, Tony, I met this guy who said he used to play with Count Basic or something." Like, she didn't know the name. She didn't know who it was, and then she said his name. I said, "Oh, really?" I'm thinking, maybe it's some guy who did one gig years ago or something. And then she said his name. Like, you're kidding? He lives like 5 minutes from me. And so I reached out, and we got together a few times. And he actually came up to a session we were doing up in LA, and then we ended up producing these videos of basically him telling his life story. And so we're just running some short excerpts from that tonight. And you saw the first one already. But what a sweet man, a great trumpet player with a really great, stellar career, and part of my favorite big band of all time, the 1960s version of the Basie Band. And he was one of the soloists, and he's just so great. Anyway, so that's what that was. But it's good to see you, Terrence.
Yeah, and then we have, of course, I guess that you could call this like the Grammy Artist Night. We have Arturo Sandoval, Tierney Sutton. Oh my God, all sorts of things. And then another special thing, Gina Saputo is going to come on, and she's doing a premiere duo with Matt Politano, a premiere video that she's going to do. She's going to come and chat with us for a little later on in the show. But without any further ado, I think we should just go ahead and introduce my good buddy, my sleepover partner one night, but
what
didn't happen. Tierney Sutton. He rated. Bring her on.
Hi, Tierney.
And I have to say, I really enjoyed the stuff that you said in your show about Beverly Kenny.
Oh, thank you.
I'm hip to her. And I was just in Japan a couple years ago, and my friend Dai Murata, who puts on shows in Japan, he's got a coffee house there. And on the walls of the coffee house are all these Beverly Kenny
album covers.
Oh, you're kidding.
And it's amazing because she's kind of a cult hero in Japan.
She's huge there, and very few people know her here.
Right. And so I've actually thought about doing something, about her. Maybe doing a tour of Japan and doing her repertoire and stuff. But she was an interesting character for sure, and wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you all that stuff,
How am I handling it? I'm kind of losing my mind. I mean, I gotta say, I'm a little annoyed. I was gonna get like super dressed up tonight, but I decided to wear something that I've had for years that actually is a vintage house coat. But I've worn it. I've worn it in promo photos even. So it's sort of a combo platter of being really dressed up and wearing my house coat.
You look beautiful. You look beautiful.
So there you go.
Yeah, and it's a great reunion to have with you too. I mean, Tierney played Steamers for so many years with all of the cats, and she's still with those guys now years later. Christian and Ray Brinker and Kevin and Trey Henry. It's my God, and just the accolades and all the success you guys had. And then it's been a while, and then I closed Steamers a few years back. And then to do this, we're just really honored, and I'm just happy that you're here. Wow. You got something, any weird anecdote you want to talk about, or funny story at Steamers, or whatever going on in your life?
So many stories. I mean, the thing that I remember the most is that because often you would want to book me on a Friday, which is like a good night to get booked, right? You want the acts that you like on a Friday, or a Saturday. Saturday's not too bad, but Friday, you're like, okay, do it on a Friday. And I'd be all excited to have this gig on a Friday, but coming from LA with LA traffic, having a Friday gig would mean basically 11 a.m. I would just get on the road, have a lunch, hang out, because you'd want to do a sound check at 4 or something. So your day is gone,
Yeah.
And if you have any fantasy about, but anyway, right now I would love to have a little traffic.
Yeah, there you go. Right. So what are you going to sing for us?
Well, gosh, I kind of want to do a song that there's a lot of different choices. I wanted to do something dedicated to my husband because he is in Paris and I'm here. So we're part of the rare combination platter that we're not together. So it's a drag because he got stuck there. And by the time we decided to bring him over here, the flights were getting canceled and it was done. And then they closed the borders. So we're sort of stuck right now. So I thought, it being April, I would do something with him playing guitar. I recorded this on my Joni Mitchell album, and it's a combination of two songs, a famous standard that you all know, April in Paris, and a Joni Mitchell song, Free Man in Paris. So it's kind of my little invention. I recorded it with Larry Goldings on the CD, but I have Sarah's playing guitar, so thought I'd start with that.
Beautiful.
April in Paris, chestnuts in blossom, holiday tables under the trees, April in Paris, this is a feeling no one could ever reprise. The way I see it, he said, you just can't win it. Everybody's in it for their own gain. You can't please no one. There's always somebody calling you down. I do my best and I do good business. There's a lot of people asking for my time. They're trying to get ahead. They're trying to be a good friend of mine. I was a free man in Paris. I felt unfit and alive. Nobody was calling me up for favors, and no one's future to decide. You know I go back there tomorrow, but for the work I've taken on, stoking the star-maker machinery behind the popular song. Oh, I never knew of the charm of spring. Never met it face to face. I never knew my heart could sing. Never missed a warm embrace. I deal in dreamers and telephone screamers. Lately I wonder what I'd do it for. If I had my way, I'd just walk through those doors and wander down the Champs-Élysées, going cafe to cabaret, thinking how I'll feel when I find that very good friend of mine. Till April in Paris. Ooh, can I run to? What have you done to my heart?
Beautiful.
Seasonal.
What a beautiful medley, too.
Thank you.
I know. That
Tells
was
a nice
great.
story, you know?
Yeah, that's
Oh
great.
my God.
Yeah. But it's a little depressing. Should I do something Skippy Happy Peppy?
Sure.
We need to
Sure.
do something Skippy Happy Peppy.
Skippy Happy
Start
Peppy is
skipping
good.
and happening puppying.
All right, so this is a wonderful Doric Aimi tune called Doralice. I don't speak Portuguese, so I'm just scatting it. And Sarah wrote a little contrafact for us to do together. But it's very fun and Skippy Happy Peppy. All right, so let's try this one and see if I have the breath. Not singing and not doing anything, you know. We'll see how it goes.
I think you had the breath. You did that successfully and
That was great.
beautifully.
Ay, too much, man.
So, Tierney,
And your Portuguese is perfect.
I know.
yeah,
Isn't it
absolutely.
great?
Not a single mistake. Do we have somewhere we can direct people to buy your CDs or get a hold of you or find out what's going on and what's your new project?
TierneySutton.com is always a good one. TierneySutton.com. And I'm going to be putting up a video soon. I have some ideas of stuff that I want to do during this weird period. I want to work on a project, a lot of different projects, but one of the projects I want to work on is one that I want to call Partners, with all the different people that I do great duo stuff with. Tamir Handelman, of course, all the guys in my band, Mitch Foreman.
Why don't you mention the guys in your band while you're at it?
Sure. Christian Jacob, Trey Henry, Kevin Axt, and Ray Brinker. And
yes.
Yeah. And you know, we're booking stuff, even though so many things got canceled and got you know, we were booked for the Jazz Cruise and the Monterey Jazz Fest, and I don't know what's going to happen with anything. I think Monterey's can't happen because they're canceling everything until the end of the year, but maybe they'll move it. Maybe they'll postpone it. I don't know.
Right.
So we can cross our fingers. But I think TierneySutton.com is the best place to come, and hopefully I'll be putting up some videos and some new content stuff soon.
Well, we really, really appreciate you coming on, and I love you, Tierney. It's so good to see you again, and I wish you the best through all of this time right now.
Well, it's great to see all of you guys, and thank you for doing this show. I think it's fantastic.
Beautiful.
Well, we've got the time.
Exactly. And I had one more if you want it, but I won't. But I know.
How? Let me ask the mastermind. I'm not sure. We may have Arturo coming on.
Oh, we can do one more.
One short one. Yeah. Don't go to strangers because we're going to hear that
right
on
after.
an outro.
Well, the thing about this song that I was thinking about it's a new one that I just recorded the demo for Alan and Marilyn Bergman wrote this lyric to a melody by Cy Coleman, and it's kind of weird. It's called "Before We Lose the Light," and it's like a song nobody's ever heard before, and I thought it was kind of intense for this particular occasion. So I don't know. I wouldn't mind to do it.
Okay, beautiful.
Go for it.
Let's try. All right. So this is called "Before We Lose the Light." Alan Marilyn Bergman and Cy Coleman. When we are making music, we're in a world of our own. No windows, no clocks, no headlines. But somewhere time is ticking, and it cannot be denied. Sooner or later, we have to step outside. Before the place we're in becomes part of the past. Before we missed what we had thought would always last. Look hard at where we are and memorize it all. Then look once more before we lose the light. While we are really sure of whatever we know, and still can find the way to where we want to go. While we still have the time, look hard at where we are, then look once more before we lose the light, before the winter comes, before the snows. Let's catch the setting sun before it goes. Let's find another star to wish upon before it falls too far, before it's gone. Turn up the sound of music and drown out the din. Shut out the noise, hold on to the moment we're in. As long as the present lasts, as long as the candle burns, until the dawn returns, until we can really see one another, hear what our heartbeats say to each other.
flame go out as long as there's a spark. We needn't be like children afraid of the dark. Remember where we are and memorize it all. Long as the world is faithfully spinning, why don't we face the music and dance? Maybe it's coming to a beginning, and maybe then we might have a chance to set it right. Before we lose the light, before we lose the light, before we lose the light. Before the here and now becomes the where or when. That was Mitch Foreman and Trey Henry who did that beautiful arrangement.
Gorgeous.
Thank you so much. We so appreciate you coming here, and TierneySutton.com. God bless you, and I wish you all the best. Okay,
God
dear?
bless you all. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Tierney. Okay, so.
Well, that was pretty great. Terrence, you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm
okay,
here.
Okay.
There must have been a lag. Yeah, that was fantastic. I do want to say, I guess we got a little segment coming on before Arturo Sandoval, but I want to let you know, for all of those who remember Steamers Jazz at JAX, it's now SteamersJax.com. SteamersJax.com. You can go there, and there's a donate link there to help if you want to help us continue these productions, anything that you have, and we're doing our best to keep it rolling here.
JAX is with an X, of course.
Yes, Steamers JAX.
Right.
That's right. You just take those two Z's and make it an X, and you got it there. That was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's so great. All right, so I think we're gonna roll a little bit more of the Al Aaron story right now, and then we're gonna meet Arturo here.
Hang tight, folks.
Build your dreams to the stars above. But when you need someone true to love, don't go to strangers. Darling, come to me. Play with fire till your fingers burn.
But when there's no place for you to turn, don't go to strangers. Darling, come to me. For when you hear the call to follow your heart, you follow your heart. I know I've been through it all, and I'm an old hand, and I'll understand if you go. Make your mark for your friends to see. But when you need more than company, don't go to strangers. Darling, come to me. For when you hear the call to follow your heart, you follow your heart. I know I've been through it all, and I'm an old hand, and I'll understand if you go. So make your mark for your friends to see. But when you need more than company, don't go. Darling, come to me. Don't go to strangers, darling. Come to me. Thank you. Serge Merlot on the guitar. Beautiful.
I started working at a summer resort in Michigan with the Four Tops. They weren't, they weren't famous at all at that time. Della Reese, and it was during that time that I heard from Count Basie. I traveled with Wild Bill Davis and Earl Bostic, for a short period of time. During the time I was with Wild Bill Davis, well, we went to Washington, D.C., and we were at a little club in Washington. And Basie came into the club to see Wild Bill Davis. They were very good friends. Davis introduced me to Count Basie, which was a big deal for me. And when Basie was leaving, he told Wild Bill, he said, tell that young man that I might call him one day. I said, oh, sure, that would be great if it happened. And I heard from him probably a year later at this summer resort that I was working at. He sent a telegram and said, I'd like you to come to New York and join the band. And it was the first plane ride I'd ever had. Someone drove me to Grand Rapids and I got on a plane to fly to New York. And that's how that all started. Actually, the first time I ever actually played with the band, I got on the bandstand and not knowing what to expect, just knowing that I was in a special place, that no matter what happened, if they didn't like the way I played, if they fired me, at least I was there. I was in the chair and didn't know what would happen from then on. But everyone in the band just treated me in such a good way, I felt, that I could do anything. I think Frank Sinatra, contrary to what, a lot of people think about Frank Sinatra, he was always a big supporter of the Basie band, and he would use the band whenever possible. He was always respectful to everyone in the band. The Sands in 1965 was really a special, time. It was just the atmosphere, in that room in the Sands, with the Basie band and Sinatra. It was just like nothing I'd ever felt before, and then he had all of his friends there, Gene Martin, Sammy, whoever else was in that Rat Pack, it was just a special time. I still get goosebumps thinking about it.
Arturo Sandoval is a 10-time Grammy-winning trumpeter and composer. His virtuosic playing has earned him a worldwide following and his place in line among the greatest trumpet players of all time. He has performed globally, including appearances at the White House, the Super Bowl, and all the major award shows. Sandoval fled communist Cuba, defecting while on tour with his mentor, Dizzy Gillespie, in 1990. And in 1998, he became a U.S. citizen. In 2000, his life was turned into an HBO movie called For Love or Country, the Arturo Sandoval story, starring Andy Garcia. And he's gone on to compose music for several films himself, working most recently with director Clint Eastwood. In 2013, President Barack Obama awarded Arturo Sandoval the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Please join us in welcoming Arturo Sandoval to our Steamers Jazz at JAX show.
So you just listened to a brand new song by Arturo Sandoval called Bucolic, and please welcome him to our show, the great Mr. Arturo Sandoval. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be in your show,
Thank
and
you, Arturo.
it's a privilege, and I appreciate it.
Well, it's an honor to have you, and obviously, just great fans of your music and your work over the years, and yeah, it's just great to have
Congrat,
you.
con, Congratulations, you got a good taste for music.
You know, Arturo, we met one time a few years back when you played at my club, Steamers Jazz Club, with Joey DiFrancesco and Joe Pesci during the NAMM show, and the whole place was just completely blown away. And of course, I was kind of awestruck. And I know you don't want to hear a bunch of accolades, but it's such an honor to have you here.
Oh
and I
man, no, it's okay.
and I'm going to let you know I can't I don't smoke a cigar here in my studio because I think my wife would kill me. But I am enjoying this in your honor tonight.
What's that?
It's a rum from Havana.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So
okay.
well, no, I've never had it. Somebody gave it to me, so I thought, okay, then I'm not going to enjoy it.
I, I, I don't, I don't, I don't consume anything produced by the dictatorship. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That's a good point. You know what? That's a good point, and I'm with you. And now I won't drink that. It was given to me, and I thought, oh,
No,
Havana
it's
sucks.
okay.
But
Spit it out,
It's
Tony.
but I'll tell
okay.
you, I have absorbed videos of you playing from on YouTube from your days back then, and you what a player you've always been, and it's just so great that you're here now. We get to hear you all the time, and one of the things just wanted to ask you is how you're dealing with everything here during the shutdown right now. What's going on?
You know, it's a double-edged sword because I miss playing gigs, of course. I miss that a lot. It's a spiritual necessity, beside the economical necessity. But at the same time, I enjoying a lot being home without going to the airport almost every week, and with all the hustles and traveling and the whole thing. And also, my wife has been cooking. Wow, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, yes,
And also, I've been doing almost 2, 3 live stream every week with
yeah,
different.
Oh, good.
Yesterday, I did one with Eddie Daniels,
yeah,
and then this coming week, I'm
Oh,
gonna have one
cool.
on Tuesday and another one on Friday.
yeah,
And I very much because the people appreciate that, that kind of communication, and then we answer a bunch of questions, and we
right,
play a little bit. And yesterday was a lot of fun with Eddie because man, I'm a huge fan of his
sure,
playing. His clarinet is second of none.
yeah,
And I got a privilege. I played with him several times before. He's in one of my albums called Swinging,
uh-huh,
and also we played together many times with the GFP All Star. We
yeah,
did we
Mhm.
did 2 or 3 albums together, and we tour even to Japan and all over Europe, and I have been enjoying my time here at home.
He'll be back. It looks like we lost him for a second.
Yeah, yeah, we have to see a positive things on
right,
every negativity
right.
because we're learning a lot of lessons
Oh yeah, yeah,
as human
and
these days.
and we're all finding new ways to be creative and just manage our lives this way. Yeah.
Well, it really,
I
I'm
still have them.
sorry. It was a phone call. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's okay. That's
I,
okay.
Yeah, now,
It's okay.
no, I was saying that we're learning a lot of lessons, especially how we communicate, but also to appreciate how much we miss each other, how much
Yeah.
we miss shaking hands and giving a hug to people who love, and it's a kind of weird situation, kind of that shake our bodies, our heads,
Right.
and then we start to appreciate all the things that we took it for granted before.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Arturo, we've been asking our guests if they would. I know you don't have a band with you or anything, but if you're willing to just play a little song or something for us, we'd be honored.
There we go. Why not? I, you know, I hope that people use the imagination because the quality of the sound through the
Um, yeah. No, he's coming on live on the show.
Yeah. Oh, we lost him. Tim, you're muted, Tim.
We're on live right now. Okay. All right. So we're on live. So we're having a little bit of technical issues, which is part and parcel with doing a streaming show like this. It's a new frontier. But
Yeah, but during that little break, right before that little break, you talked about some really important things about learning, appreciating the brotherly love we have and hugging and communicating. It's a beautiful thing, man.
yeah, yeah.
Such a gentle man,
Right, right.
So,
Well, I did.
well,
I was losing part of what he was saying towards the end there, so I'm hoping we didn't come off rude.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. It was great. No, and the other thing I was going to say before
Oh, here he's coming back on right
there
now.
he
I
is.
see. Wait, Arturo. Oh, there you are. There you are, buddy.
man.
Yeah,
When I was playing,
yeah,
I lost the still.
yeah.
Did you hear what I play?
I heard just a little bit of it. Just a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't change the screen. Let me do one more time.
Okay,
It's
sure.
I'm gonna
You got it.
improvise.
Okay,
I'm
great.
gonna improvise something.
Okay, great.
Beautiful.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
If you if you
That was
pay
worth the
me
wait.
What's that?
if you pay me a lot of money, I cannot do it again because I just forget already.
Well, that's good because I don't have a lot of money to pay you. Hey, so
we can give you all the love, Arturo.
yeah. Hey,
uh,
before we have to go, we're going to play another brand new song of yours. But tell us what you're working on now.
I just finished a couple of days ago a new score for the movie that was produced in Florida. It is about a political prisoner in Cuba. It's very intense movie, very hard to watch because man, it was cruel to watch it. The abuse they committed
Yeah.
with those people and all the things, and you see the fire squad, killing people and
Mm.
horrible, horrible. But I was happy to do it, and it was a lot of work because the movie has a lot of music. I never wrote so much music for any movie ever. It has 1 hour and 35 minutes of music. 1 hour
Wow.
35, which
Wow.
is very rare. That amount of music.
Yeah, that's a
Half an
lot.
hour is a lot, but
Right.
1 hour and 35. Oh my goodness! But
Wow.
the director won that amount of music, and I was happy to do it.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I'll look forward to seeing that and hearing that for
And
sure.
before that, I did the last two movies of Clint Eastwood,
Yeah.
The
We we
Mule and Richard Jewell. Both of them,
we
I
just
wrote the scores.
we just watched Richard Jewell last night. We just watched that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
it's a great story, man.
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
great story,
And
and it's fair that it was told.
yeah. So
Yeah.
tell us about the song we're about to hear before we say goodbye. We're going to listen to "Afternoon in La Quinta" or at La Quinta.
Oh, you gonna play?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're breaking up there.
Yeah.
We're going to go out on a video of you doing that, right?
Yeah.
An afternoon in La Quinta.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the second house we got in La Quinta, which is a beautiful neighborhood in the desert near Palm Springs. And we love it there. Every time I go there, I get inspired, man, because it's so peaceful. It's a beautiful place, beautiful place.
Yeah.
And I wrote that new melody, and I said, you know what? I gonna call La Quinta.
Beautiful. Well,
Yeah,
Arturo, thank you so much for being with us. Again, what a pleasure to have you. And
my big
We're
pleasure,
we're
man. Big
honored
pleasure.
and wish you all the love and peace in the world, my friend.
Thank you so
oh
much,
yeah.
man. Thank you. All the
All right.
best. Okay,
Thank you.
this is it.
Take care. This is
I'm
it.
finished. Okay, thank you.
Montreal, I think in 1969, early part of 1969, Quincy Jones had called me and told me that he and Billy Byers were starting like a little music show called The Music Scene. And they were wondering, if I would like, to be a part of the group, if I would be willing to leave the band. And I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do that. The band was like home, but a couple of guys in the band, Eric Dixon, I think, and Frank Foster, told me that I should consider, Quincy's offer, just to do something else. And so I decided to do it. And Quincy said, don't worry. He said, I'll make sure that, you have some work here. And so it was almost like miraculously, contractors started calling me, people that I didn't know, never heard of, just on his recommendation. Part of Quincy's, introducing me, he introduced me to Henry Mancini. And that started like a 17-year relationship, which, I love doing. He always wanted what was best for the musicians. He was just a great guy to work for. I did the Flip Wilson show, which I think was one of the best comedy shows ever. We had a great band, even though, we were just playing, for these little skits, that Flip, was famous for. But that was one of the more enjoyable things, that I've done. So, I've had a lot of interesting experiences, a lot of interesting musical things, with so many great musicians. Michel Legrand, Ray Charles. I think I've been fortunate.
Wow.
All right.
What an honor to have Arturo here. And
Yeah.
he's just fantastic. And the show must go on. He came back after that little glitch and played that thing. And,
it's beautiful.
They're really nice.
And I hope you're all digging the stuff on Al Aarons as well. I was so honored to get to know him and to get to shoot those videos and be a part of telling his story. And that video actually runs at the in Phoenix, I believe, is the Museum of Musical Instruments, or it might be a slightly different name than that, but they have a display of Al Aarons' horns there, and they run that video, and very honored to have done that. And speaking of another honor, we are honored to bring our friend back on. She's our first repeat guest on this show.
That's right. Besides you and I.
Well, that's true. Would you like to introduce her?
Well, I certainly, but before I do that, because she's so special to me, I also want to say, for so many years you thought of steamersjazz.com. We're now steamersjax.com. And if you want to help participate, put a little money in the tip jar to help us keep these things going, steamersjax, JAX.com. Without any further delay, the lovely, the talented, my dear friend, Gina Saputo. Welcome.
You. It's nice to see you.
Hi, Gina.
Hi. Hope everyone at home is doing great.
Yeah. How are you? How are you guys doing? I've been enjoying your little posts about your daughter's adventures during quarantine.
There's some stuff I haven't even posted. She just did this 5-minute improv with my husband playing piano, and it's magical. She just turned 5 last week, and she's so much fun. It's been really great just being able to be home with her more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is tough just trying to work and be mommy at home at the same time. That's interesting.
Right.
It's a delicate balance.
So, Gina, about a year and a half ago or so, has it been that long? We finally got you to record an album.
Yes.
I know you had done a couple of things before, but since I've known you, and I'll say this, I first heard you at Steamers, and I don't remember who I was with, but I just remember saying, like, she's the real deal. And I was surprised at that time that I went on line and was not able to find albums from you. And I remember just once I started to get to know you, I just started trying to drill that into your head that you need to have albums out. So I was very honored to get to work on that one with you.
Thank you. Yeah, I was really grateful that you pushed me to do it. I remember you said, Gina, if you don't get in the studio within a year, I'm never going to speak to you again. And I think that was just the threatening push that I needed. I had recorded several times, and it just, my project that I did in 2012 ended up on the shelf. And my album from 2004 was released in Japan and here, but I just released it myself, and I ran out of copies, and I could never keep enough of them. And also, you know, as a musician, I was poor, and albums are expensive. So
right.
I just sort of being on Jeff Goldblum's record, that's what allowed me to do my own. Is I just took that and put it towards that one, and it all worked out. And now I'm just hoping for the next one.
Well, I'm honored because usually people would see that as a perfect excuse to never talk to me again. So that's very nice.
It was like the perfect like Italian guilt. Like I was
right.
Okay, I guess I got to. You know, it felt at home.
And so just to talk about it, we did that that album. It's all live. It's just you and Matt Politano and a beautiful Yamaha C7 piano. And there's you know, these days. Even jazz albums sometimes get a lot of fixes after the recording is done, and this album is just as pure as they come. It's just you know, it's like they used to do it. It's just a performance as it is, and if there's any warts, they're on there, and there's not really any warts, but it's just what you did live in that situation, and it's beautiful.
And Matt Politano, what an incredible player he is.
And I'm going to grab something really quick.
What is he going to grab? Your LP?
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, so we're going to be premiering the video that we have of this after we chat with you a little bit. But while he's getting that, what else have you been thinking about? You know, transitioning yourself back into working once this thing ends, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of gigs canceled, of course, and a lot of things not happen. But fortunately, I've had some amazing things happen since this has gone on. I've been working full time and got hired at another college. So I've been busy. It's very busy. In fact, I just did a radio show, and I see that Tony has the vinyl.
I do. I love that. And you know what? It hasn't happened yet, but just in the last few years, all of a sudden, now that vinyl's back, I've been able to put vinyl records up on the wall in my studio that I've I've produced or worked on. And so I get to do that with yours. And I just bought the frame, and it's not on the wall yet, but it's going. And I also want to show everybody that if you order this from Gina, you get a red record. Look at how beautiful that is. Wait, I got to get on camera.
We call it Deep Rosso Red.
Yeah.
Hey, Gina, do you mind if I do a Tony Guerrero for a second?
Yeah, please.
Hold on a second.
Oh, you're well. So Gina, now we see Terrence's kitchen.
Yes. All right. Wait a second. I'm back. Where am I? I'm not back. I'm back.
Wow. That was a horrible.
While you think I know that was terrible. That was a horrible Tony Guerrero. But while you're talking about Gina's the front of her album, you know, there is also the B side.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
You need to show both of it. So you hold up one side. Where are we? I'm left, stage left or stage right? Where's yours?
I don't know, but I mean, generally, I think of you as the B side, anyways, Terrence. So this all right.
Other side, it would be like that.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, and that was picture on the back there. That's the great Matt Politano. And Matt, what a fantastic musician he is.
Yep.
And one of the things I can't stand about him is that he actually was at one time such a great solid trumpet player. He was playing at North Texas State, which is a great trumpet school. And now he also plays guitar and he sings. And so I don't really like guys like that.
He plays drums too.
He plays drums too. That's right. Yeah.
The guy's unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't like guys like that.
I know.
But
Yeah, he's amazing. It's been a gift to play with him. I love playing with Matt. He's a good buddy and a good friend and a great musician, and I really appreciate his sort of lighthearted.
But isn't he kind of loud and obnoxious though?
I wish.
No. For those of you who don't know him, he's just a kind, gentle soul, you know. That's what I love about him too.
so Gina, this song you introduced me to, I hadn't heard it before, although I have now heard the Sinatra version as well. But tell us a little bit about the song we're going to see and hear.
Well, I believe the first time I heard it was when I was around 12 or 13, maybe a little older, and it was the Carmen McRae version, and she was a huge influence on me when I was young, and one of the main reasons I decided I wanted to be a jazz singer. And I just really loved the way that this song said something about friendship that you can't really say in real life. You would never say to a friend, "I told you so." I could have told you so. You just can't say that. But I know all of us have thought it, and we want to rescue our friends and save them from love that hurts, but we can't. But in this song, I got to say it, and I thought that was really different. And that song stuck with me for a long time, but I never sang it until maybe 3 years ago. And I was talking to my friend about it, Larry Rubin. He's in the chat right now, probably watching. Hi, Larry. And he comes to a lot of my shows. We always talk about tunes, and I mentioned this song, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I know this song." And I think he brought me the sheet music the next gig.
Oh, nice.
And so I transposed it and started to work on it. And I just brought back all these memories of being young and listening to Carmen McRae. And I didn't even know Frank Sinatra did it. And actually Tierney Sutton did it. I didn't know that either until after I recorded it. But it's just a great tune. And it's written by Jimmy Van Heusen and Carl Sigman.
Right.
And it just says some stuff that you can't really say, and that's kind of fun to sing.
And I didn't know the other songwriter, but Jimmy Van Heusen, of course, wrote a lot of great classic songs from that era, and was one of Sinatra's party buddies for a long time. There's some really great stories about him in a lot of the biographies about Jimmy Van Heusen, and he was actually Van Heusen isn't his real name. He was named. Chose that as a kind of a stage name from the shirt company. So, little trivia for you.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think of him every time I get dressed and put on a Van Heusen shirt, which I'm wearing right now.
Monogrammed?
Nope.
No monogram.
Nope. Off the rack, buddy.
My great uncle was Vito Musso.
Oh, yeah.
A tenor player, and played with Benny Goodman and Woody Herman and all these different bands. And he was best friends with Frank Sinatra. So Frank Sinatra is the godfather of my second cousins, my third cousins.
Wow.
Kind of funny, yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're gonna we'll go ahead and say goodbye to you now because we're gonna run into the video and then close out the show. But thank you for popping on, and I know everybody's gonna love this.
Thank you so much.
Love you, Gina.
Thanks for having me. Love you guys.
Talk to you soon.
Give my best to Joe Bag.
I will.
All right, everybody, enjoy this video. This is Matt Politano and Gina Saputo, and you're gonna love this.
Thank you.
I could have told you he'd hurt you, in love you a while and desert you. If only you'd asked, I could have told you so. I could have saved you some crying. I could have told you he's lying, but you were in love and didn't want to know.
I hear him now as I toss and turn and try to sleep. I hear him now making promises he'll never keep, and then it's over and done with. He'll find someone new to have fun with, and through all of your tears, I could have told you so. When you were in love and didn't want to know, I hear him now as I toss and turn and try to sleep. I hear him now making promises he'll never keep, and then it's over and done with. He'll find someone new to have fun with, and through all of your tears, I could have told you so.
After the studio work started to fade a little bit, I started doing more, gigs around town, with small groups. And then I even had my own group called the Jazz Caravan for a few years, which was, we would just go around to different schools, like in the month of February generally, and play for elementary schools. Try and introduce them to jazz, in some form, just so that they knew that it was a viable art form, and that was something, that was really unique to this country, being the only art form that this country has is jazz. The musicians that I work with, they were all special to me, like Buddy Collette, Bill Green, Harry Sweets Edison, Gerald Wilson, Gerald Wiggins. There's just such a plethora of musicians, that I just, enjoyed, being a part of that, that whole jazz scene, for quite a while, actually. There came a point where we started, my wife and I at the time, who's passed, we decided to start an organization to sort of honor these musicians in Los Angeles who were sort of not like in the prime of their careers, but who had been like a part of the jazz scene for so long, you know, an important part, but they'd never had any recognition. So we started the Los Angeles Jazz Society, and I think our first honoree was Harry Sweets Edison, and then it just continued from that point on, you know, to Shelley Mann, Red Callender, John Collins, Jimmy Rolls, and Harold Land, Conti, and the list goes on. And that's always been something I was proud of, you know, I was glad to be a part of. No idea, you know, what direction the trumpet would take me, you know, but I was hoping that it would take me in a good direction. And it did.
Wow.
All
what
right.
a show we've had, man. What a show.
I know, this is like almost professional.
At least on one of our ends, right?
Right. Well, don't be so hard on yourself.
I know, that's right. Well, there's one thing that can help us, of course, is if anyone can help donate to keep these things going. Steamers JAX, STEAMERS.JAX.com. There's a place there where you can donate.
Yeah, there's a lot of people behind the scenes making this happen, but it's not us.
That's right. Okay, well let's take some of that credit and put it where it's due. Janvier Vargas, our graphic artist, and helps Tim Ellis, the mastermind you do not see at all, which we're going to get him on camera one day. He should have come on today because he's shaved and all that stuff. But he's the mastermind. He's the control man behind it. He's controlling our brains at this moment. We also have John Wynn, our photographer, Golden, our sound person, and Jack Jasper, of course, at Campus JAX.
Yeah. But
we got a great show coming up next week. The 7-time Grammy-nominated Karen Allison. Karen Allison, incredible, from New York. She'll be here. We also have multi-Grammy-nominated Crystal Lewis, correct?
Yep, she'll be here.
And Josh Nelson's going to be back. Josh is going to be on here doing a live, kind of like taking your requests. So if you want to put your comments in there, he's going to improvise. Lots of great things.
I'm also, Terrence, I'm working on something for next week that I'm hoping to make it by next week, but it's going to involve roughly 18 musicians, 4 singers, and maybe some dancers. And so we're going to see if we can make that happen.
Right on. So, burlesque?
No, not burlesque. No.
Okay. Okay.
I realize that's the only form of entertainment you actually enjoy.
I did have a burlesque show at Steamers.
Did you?
It was kind of, I got talked into it. I don't know how. And then, of course, there's Evan Stone.
Right.
And that's Evan Stone's burlesque himself.
Right,
so.
He is, yeah. He's a show in himself.
And I love the fact that you stand up to him on Facebook. I hope you're listening, Evan.
I've known Evan since he was in high school. I used to pick him up from high school sometimes. And, we should have him on someday to say hi, and we can.
Sure.
We can mock him in front of people.
That's right. Okay, we were talking before. Who else do I have lined up besides Karen Allison coming in?
I think that's all we have scheduled, but we're working on a bunch of great people for some upcoming shows.
Oh, perfect.
So, that's it for next week. So,
cool.
All right, Terrence, I guess that's it.
Anything else? We're going to give a tribute to our Campus JAX owner, Jack Jasper, coming up here. And I also want to say steamersjax.com.
Yeah.
God bless you all. Please come back next week.
See you guys.